What's going on? My client is in desperate need of a transformation, a fixer-upper, if you will. As you can see, he's been botched, leaving a hard line in the side of his head, all the way around, actually. And so I'm gonna do my job to make it right. As you can see, I gotta go in starting off by dropping the line towards the back just to give myself a ball line, establish a line somewhere around this fade. To be able to give myself gradiency, I wanna drop it low so that I have room to blow out this fade and make it more blended and get this line out that's in here. Same exact steps on the other side, just dropping right down at the back of the head under the occipital bone and creating a visible line where I can see I'm setting in that first initial ball line. Here I'm gonna go in and just make sure that I play this safe, but also maintain darkness where I need it to be, and keep in mind the indentations in his head, because this is actually why I can see somebody putting a line in his head, because how indented or the indentations is in his head. It could easily throw off a rookie barber. Here I'm going in with the number 1 guard with the lever completely closed, and this is just my system I'm following up, doing the same exact steps I do usually. Going in with the 1.5 here, I don't want to go into the 2 because I want to be able to detail this darkness and make sure that I'm slowly but surely edging and nudging at this darkness just at the end of it. Not going up too high at all. I just want to play on the corner of the blade and manipulate the dark spots with the 1.5. This is just about as high as I'm gonna go because he's leaving all the length on top, and with knowing the density, I don't want to take off too much or take the fade too high. So now I'm gonna just play in those indentations and use the corner of the blade again, as I said, with the lever completely closed on the 1.5 at the very top, being sure to comb the hair back down to its natural position just to get an idea of where it's gonna lay, and go right back in there and detail. And as I'm going up, I'm keeping in mind, use light pressure as I go up so that I don't take off too much, but at the same time, I want to be able to give myself a gradient look. So I want to stretch this fade out as much as possible, keeping in mind where I started off, and now I'm gonna stop right about in that parietal ridge and occipital bone area as I drop towards the back and keep the side blended as possible. This is something we all go through as we starting off. We gonna leave lines and stuff. We gonna do a cut that don't necessarily look well, and that's just part of the game. You gotta go through that to get to where you wanna be at. And this is just part of the game, and you gotta get to this level where you develop an eye to notice where you see lines and darkness and be able to take it out as you go through. So here I'm just playing my part, allowing myself to just be patient with this, because when you got a line in a cut like this, the worst thing you could do is push the fade up too high by taking off too much. You want to be able to manipulate the darkness and make sure that you take off little by little and play it slow and safe before you take off way too much. So as you can see, the darkness is coming together and the blend is coming together smooth towards the top where the line was initially. But as I said before, mentioning that the indentations I can see and feel that's in his head, I understand why somebody can leave it there. So here I'm dropping back down to no guard from the 1.5 down to no guard, and I'm just detailing the very bottom, and then I'm gonna work my way in the middle just so that I can maintain consistency. A little different, I'm taking a different approach to it, but I wanna be able to maintain darkness at the top, most importantly, and blow out the very bottom line and work my way to the middle, because easily I could just run this risk of pushing this fade up too high. And so as you can see, I'm opening the lever completely here, detailing on the edge of the blade, and working my way towards the middle of the fade, but I'm still working at that very bottom line, taking out the very bottom line to meet in the middle. Noticing the hair growth pattern, the hair wants to grow towards the back, and so I'm using the edge of the blade, but I'm also nudging at it and taking the hair off against the grain, and against the grain in this case will be to the right because the hair is growing to the left. So now I'm just using the corner of the blade, detailing a little dark spot, cutting off little by little to maintain that darkness, but also cut through the line that's in there and make sure that I can work through those indentations. Comment down below if you ever had to deal with difficult hair growth pattern or whatever it is, and just let me know how you handled the situation. The channel's on the road to 1,000 subscribers at the moment. A lot of you guys are watching these videos without subscribing to the channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not yet already, just so that you can help support us and get in the algorithm so more people can notice videos and see these videos just like you are, and just maintain a great growth rate for overall 2026, because as you can see, I've been consistently posting. So just be sure to hit that subscribe button. Here, same exact steps on this side, and I'm just working at the bottom, just making sure to take out that very bottom line, and I'll work with the darkness a little later because it's gonna take extra attention, a little detail work. But at the same time, I'm not overworking this, and I'm not gonna use all my guards, because that's how you're gonna end up overworking this whole fade. So I'm here halfway in between where I drop down with the lever completely closed and the lever completely open. So I'm halfway in there and I'm working with the lever halfway. As I go up in the fade, I'm gonna open up the lever completely. And I'm gonna just keep nudging at the darkness and comb the hair back down to its natural position. My client wanna leave his hairline natural and to be able to line it up. So I'm gonna be able to make sure that I'm keeping darkness around the hairline as much as possible. As you can see, it's not as dense there. So I'm making sure that I'm staying away from that part so I don't cut off too much at all. He wanted a medium drop fade, but he wanted to take out that line, obviously. So I'm being sure to take out that line, but drop it and give it that contour to his head shape and still work through those indentations to make sure that everything comes together smoothly and everything blends gradually, and make sure that there's still enough darkness at the hairline so that he gets a sharp enough line. As you can see, he wants to C-cup and to be able to have something on top so that it blends and flows into something so he can sponge the top. Here again, I'm not going through all the exact steps I usually do, but I know what my guard's gonna do, and I'm playing it safe. So I'm going in now with the one guard with the lever completely open. And then I'm skipping the 1.5, just so that I can detail and get to the point and make sure that everything that I'm doing is intentional so that I can maintain darkness without taking off too much. I don't think that the 1.5 is necessary here, so I'm not doing that. And I skipped the 0.5 or the half guard, and I just went back to the lever completely open. Again, this is knowing exactly what my clippers is gonna do, what the guards is gonna do for me. Again, using a one guard here in the same exact spot towards the back, just creating that transition from side to back, but making sure that I maintain my darkness and combing the hair back to its natural position. You will notice I say that a lot of times, combing the hair back to the natural position, because if you keep going up in the fade and using the guards and the clippers and just going up in the fade, as you go up, you lift the hair up and you need to lay the hair back down to know exactly what you've cut off, to see exactly what you're working with. And so when you combing the hair, you're not just combing it for the idea of keeping the area safe and clean and secure, but you also want to see how the hair is laying now that you cut it off, and make sure that everything is coming together and the guard is doing exactly what you want it to do. As you can see here, you'll see certain spots start to lighten up a little more with the same exact guard, but it's lightening up a little more. So I'm keeping in mind that even though I'm using the same guard, it's cutting down to the same exact length. It's starting to appear a certain length, or it's starting to seem lighter. And all a fade is an illusion. So you want to be able to make sure that even though you're using that same guard, you're using the same pressure, you want to make sure that you are applying the right amount of pressure for a certain area. So as you can see, still there looks like a lighter spot, but that's an indentation in his head, but you don't see that hard line anymore. Here on the C-cup, I start at the top and meet from the bottom to the top and meet in the middle, and just keep it full as possible without pushing it back, because I don't want to push this far back. I just want to be able to make it pop just enough, give it some type of feature, some type of look, and work with whatever he got. Here, same exact steps on the other side, and notice the contrast. You can see the indentations towards the back. You don't want to overwork that, even though it looked like it's dark spots in there. I promise you, if I would have kept cutting in there, it would have looked way worse, or not as dark. And so maintaining darkness gives you the illusion that the fade is blended out. You don't necessarily need to go through and fully dig out every single step. You want to be able to manipulate the hair with the corner of the blade so that the darkness and lightness appears different, so that when you go in and actually blend it and line it up, you will see the imperfections stand out. Here I punch in the vertical bars and just make sure that everything is symmetrical with the eyebrows and the eyeball and all of that, just so that everything seems about just enough far apart, not too far, not too close, just to give myself reference points also, so that when I start in the middle, I just work my way to one side at a time and make sure that everything connects at the top, and give myself symmetry that way by setting in the C-cup and then the vertical bars and come at the top and meet everything in the middle. That gives me some type of comfortability knowing that by the time I walk from one side to the other, I know that for a fact it's gonna be symmetric just by the foundation that I set in, and knowing that all I have to do is make shorter lines connect versus wrapping one line all the way across his forehead. Here with the razor, you just want to angle the razor at a 45-degree angle. Stretch the skin with the opposite finger and pull back to its natural position. Pull back to the natural line. Just make sure that you pull right back to the line you created. Too much pressure will irritate the skin, or too much pressure could also make you go past the line that you initially set in. And so you want to find that happy medium and make sure that you're working within the good pressure, just so that you make sure you slide across the skin without skipping or gliding, and making sure that you don't cut the client, but also not pushing the hairline back. Finding that happy medium is important, just so that you maintain client comfortability as well as a great overall result. Here, I'm not even doing a lot of pressure. I'm just getting right back to the line that I created initially, and that's exactly what's going to make this line up go to the next level and take everything to a next level, a higher level. As you can see, his hairline is not as full, but I'm making sure that I'm giving it that line, crispy line, so that everything seems fuller than what it is, just to make sure that he feels happy with his hairline as well as in not pushing him back too far. It's been a pleasure rocking with you, and if you made it this far, bro, I promise you I appreciate you. This is the final results. If you like this video, you learned anything, be sure to share this video with a friend, family member, or fellow barber. Hit subscribe, turn on that bell. My name is Kel, and I'll catch you in the next one.